Let's get this party started. All right. Get on all of the electronics. Get in the bike. Get on ready. Just a reminder to you guys that I always have to think about myself is don't forget, even though you've been riding your bike indoors and on the trainer, that you still need to pump your tires up and you still need to put a little bit of lube on your chain. So inside, the bikes actually get, the chain will get a little dry just because, the heat of the winter in your homes. So you still need to keep the chain nice and lubed. And believe it or not, your tires just the same. I mean, you wouldn't go on a ride and not pump up your tires. At least I hope you wouldn't go on a ride without pumping up your tires. So you should be pumping up those tires before every ride. Check your tires the same way on the trainer. The front one will become definitely flat if you don't pump it up. And then when you do any kind of efforts that are standing, you're going to notice you're going to get a bounce off of that front wheel. So make sure you get those things taken care of, just like you would during the regular parts of the season. So, and I hope you have your fan, your towel, your water bottle, all of the things that you need to get yourself through this workout. So right now, get in your smallest ring in the easiest gear and just let ourselves get a little bit warmed up here as we move through this workout. So I called this workout Mixed Up Kid, which actually, if you were to say that to either my sister, my mother, or my father, they would know exactly what it meant. So when we were kids, we had two guinea pigs. And those two guinea pigs had three guinea pigs. And one looked like the father, one looked like the mother, and the third one looked like a combination of both of them. So we named it Mixed Up Kid. So when I decided to name this workout Mixed Up Kid, that's who I was thinking of, was the guinea pig that we had when I was a kid. And the reason I called it that is because that's exactly what this workout's going to be. A little bit of everything. So it's mixed up. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. It's just keeping the body guessing, making you adapt and change to what's coming your way. And that's exactly when you think about when you go out and ride, especially if you're in a place where you've never ridden before, you have no idea what to expect. You don't know if you're going to come to a 20% grade. You don't know if you're going to come to an amazing descent that gets you to speeds you've never seen before. You don't know if you're going to find a nice glassy road, completely flat with a tailwind. And you don't know if you're going to find a rolling terrain where you're hitting a headwind every time you go to climb. So that's what this workout tries to simulate and get you to start getting the body to recognize that that could potentially happen when you go on a ride. So we're going to keep it mixed up. It's going to keep it fresh. These kind of workouts always seem to go super fast. So we'll get this workout in and done, and you guys will be on your way. Just a little plug if anybody's into watching women's basketball, college ball, which is incredibly strong right now. Take yourself to Peacock and watch some women's basketball tonight after this is over. It is fun to watch right now. All right, so let's get this started. 2 by 2 minutes with a minute in between to get us warmed up and ready to go. I'll walk you through it, but I want you to start off with small ring 15. So you know that means you have about 3 gears under your chain. For a minute, I want you to hold the highest cadence you can in that gear. So go again and get there. 3, 2, 1. Bring up the cadence. Yeah, you might feel a little sluggish at first. That's okay. Get the legs moving. Get the body starting to wake up. Lungs start to move and pump out all the necessary blood to get the body working. The heart does that too. If you've hydrated properly, that will be to your advantage. Keep it going here. In 10, you're going to shift down 2 gears and stand up for 30. 3, 2, go ahead and make that shift. Standing up. Now you'll really feel that burn. Hands are in the hoods. Nice and relaxed in your upper body. Sitting back down. 4 easier gears. Keep that cadence high. Come on, can you get to 100? 2 gears harder. Standing up for the last 10. 3, 2, 1. Sitting down. Easiest gear. Woo! That was a tough 2 minutes. We're going to do that again. Just to keep you honest. Really get the body warmed up. If you feel yourself breathing a little heavy, that's okay. Just the body getting ready, getting warmed up, feeling the effort that you're putting into it. So if you remember, we're going to start off with that 1 minute. Small ring 15, you can go ahead and find it. 3, 2, 1. 1 minute here. Now the legs should start feeling this, meaning that it doesn't hurt as much. That you feel like you can bring the legs around a little faster. Hold the effort a little stronger. Stick with it. Almost there to the minute. When I count it down, you're going to get 2 harder gears. And then we're going to stand up. 3, 2, 2 harder gears. Standing up. Little bit of burn. Stay tall. Hands are in the hoods. Sitting back down. 4 easier gears. Get that cadence high. See if you can hit 100. Two harder gears. Standing up. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. Spit it out. Take a drink. All right. Now we are ready to rock and roll. All right, first effort. 5 minutes. 10 seconds standing. 10 seconds seated. Yikes. But I'm going to give you some gearing. It's going to give you enough resistance under your feet to get you going. We're going to be in our big ring and our 15. So what are you getting out of this? You are actually teaching the body and the stabilizer muscles that you need to stand up how to do that. Just think about those of you, all of you actually, have been on the sessions before. Think about that first session that you ever came to. And I said to stand up and you were like, are you kidding me? There's no way. Well, over time, you have developed those muscles to making that standing something that you can do without difficulty. So we're going to do this to keep building on those. So if you didn't do any cycling at all during the winter, you would come out of this and have to start all over with getting all of these muscles back in action. So go ahead, shift to your big ring, down to that 15. You can look back if you need to. 3 gears under your chain. We're going to start with standing. 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds. Just keep it at a consistent pace. Seated. Just going to go back and forth. Standing. When you sit, I want you to think about evenly pedaling. Seated. Feel those massive muscles in the legs making this happen. Up. Now's when the sweat's going to start to pour down. Up. 1 minute in. I know some people like to hear the time. Some people don't. Down. Sorry to those people that don't. Up. Keep your hips still. Nobody's wiggling like a worm. Down. Up. Your upper body should just be moving naturally. Little flex in the elbows. Down. The more relaxed you are when you're standing, the better. Up. This actually starts to get better as you go. Down. because the legs are getting even more warmed up. Up. Down. If you don't have your fan on yet, I'm sure you're going to want to turn it on. Up. Being 50-some degrees outside isn't helping either. Down. You're into 3 minutes. Just 2 to go. Up. Past the halfway point. Down. Second half is the easier half. You know what to expect. Up. If you're using power, notice the difference down between standing and seated. It might be about 10 to 15 up watts. Down. Coming up to the last minute. Keeping strong. Up. Down. I love standing up. It's one of my favorite things on the bike. Up. It's how I want you guys to feel about it. It's like just dancing on the pedals. Down. Almost finishing that finish line. Up. Last time. For this effort, standing up. Down. Finish strong. 3, 2, 1. Get to your small ring. Back up to that easy gear. Take a drink. How'd you do with your hydration today? Hopefully you did well because it's trainer night. Easy gear. Let the legs spin. Because the next effort is another 5-minute effort. We're going to do 5 15-second sprints. So think of these as either you're closing a gap to a rider in front of you, or you're just saying to yourself, today I'm going to work on a little bit of snap in my legs. You're going to do some telephone poles to telephone poles, or you're going to pick a sign in the distance and sprint to that. It's good to use things along the way to get us to go. Or, you know, the typical town sign. Who's going to get into New York first? Or into Morris County? Or Bergen? Or into the town of Tenafly, for example. It's always fun to challenge each other, but of course, we have to be extra careful with traffic when we do those kinds of things in a group setting. So the way this is going to work, you're going to be in the same exact gear you were in for the previous one. Your big ring 15. I want you to stay seated for this whole set, for those 15 seconds. You're going to get 45 easy in between in your small ring to allow you to recover. So if you want to do these in your drops, you're welcome to. If you want to stay in your hoods, that's okay too. So go ahead, get your big ring down to that 15. Get yourself ready. 15 seconds, as hard as you can go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Come on. Give me everything you got. 15 seconds doesn't feel like much until you have to do it. 3, 2, small ring. Easy gear. Just spin it out. Woo! Now you might notice as you go through these, the first couple are going to be a little weak. But then the last 2 might be your strongest. Sprinting fibers are hard to develop. They develop in a short period, but they're hard to get to go. Find that gear. 3, 2, let's go. Come on, hit some good wattages. 5, 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. 2 down. A simple 3 to go. Yowza. Now the other part this also develops is your lower back muscles. You'll notice it when you get back out on the road and you start climbing again. Got to develop those all over again. All right, find that gear. Back down to where you were. 15, 3, 2, let's go. Feel the power. 3, 2, nice and easy. Hit that small ring. Spin it out. Take a drink if you feel like you need it. These just kind of spike the heart rate for a short period of time. And then you might not get enough recovery till the next one comes along. Keep developing that. This feels like a long recovery on this one. All right, big ring. 3, 2, let's go. Find that strength. Make it even pedaling. 3, 2, small ring. Only 1 to go. Woo! Jacking that heart rate. Pay attention to where it goes. Cool part is, though, pay attention to the 5 minutes or 5 seconds after you're done. It'll keep jumping up. You got 1 more to go. Make this the strongest one. Find that big ring. Down to that gear. And go. Try to beat a number you've seen before. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Easy gear. Just spin it out. And then you'll get some extra rest. Woo! Sweating this one out. You're going to be happy with the next thing coming your way. All right, stay in this gear. Take it as a recovery. 2 minutes, take a drink. We haven't done this in a while, but some one-legged drills are coming your way. So, they're not just any one-legged drills. Unfortunately, for all of us, these are going to be 1 minute long, which means that last like 15 seconds, you really start feeling having to pull that pedal up and around. So I want you to do everything in your power as you start these with keeping that pedaling motion nice and circular. That's the key to making these feel like they're strong. Now I'm going to give you a gear suggestion. If you feel like you need just a little bit more gear, you may make that shift. I'm going to start you off on keeping you in the small ring and putting you squarely in about the middle of your cassette. So that's probably between your 16 and your 17. Now that might be a little bit too light, and even if it's a little bit too heavy, you can make that adjustment. But the key is to see if you can get through the whole minute without get the clunking sound and without being unable to get that pedal up and around to the top part of the stroke. All right, so go ahead and find that gear. If you want to look back and see if your chain is precisely nice and square, straight back to the cassette, that's what we're looking for. You're going to clip out of the left and start with the right. Here we go. Let's go. 1 minute. You don't have to worry about cadence speed. I want you to really worry about mostly, as I said before, that circular motion, which means you need to use the upward pulling up part of the stroke to get that to happen. Relax the upper body. 30 down. Now the second half is when it gets hard. Can you feel it right in that hip flexor? You got 15. Come on, keep it going. If you need one more harder gear, you can shift there. 3, 2, both legs. Spin them a bit, then clip out of right and get the left going. Remember, you're putting your opposite leg back on your trainer. Nobody's legs should be hanging out over here on the other side. Make sure you're anchoring it on your trainer so that you can pedal evenly. You might notice, as always, one leg can do this better than the other. Just like arms, the same way. Believe it or not, most of us, our non-dominant hand is a little bit stronger because we use it to hold things while we're writing with the other hand. 3, 2, yowza. Clip in, pedal a few, clip out, right leg only. Let's go. Hopefully nobody's cramping at this point. Keep the leg moving. Listen to your trainer. Is it whirling or is it a nice, even sound? That's what we're looking for. That nice even sound, which means you have a perfect circle as you're doing this. Your core plays a role here. It's holding your body on the saddle. Almost there. 3, 2, clipping in. Ooh, boy. All right, pedal a few. Out with the right. Left leg only. You only have one more set to go after this leg. Total of 6 minutes. Halfway there. Coming up on 4 at the end of this leg. Come on. Confidence you can do this. I know it's getting hard now. Just think about when you put both feet in the pedals, how nice it's going to be to pedal with 2 feet. You're getting even. Three, 2, both legs. Pedal it out. Here goes the last one. Last minute on the right. I know you can get these last 2 minutes in. And then we're going to pedal easy gear, kind of a high cadence. You'll feel when you get into that high cadence how nice it's going to feel on the legs. It'll be like, ah, thank God that part's over the workout. We're going to work with some cadence coming up next. That's going to also help to get the legs back. Almost there. 3, 2, both legs. All right, you got one left. Here we go, clipping out. Left leg, last time. Enjoy it. It does make you stronger. And it does help too. Here's something else to think, guys. You can use a one-legged drill to help yourself out. If you've missed clipping into your pedal while you're out on the road, just pull that leg around and then get the pedal back into the place where you want it to be. So these aren't done just to strengthen your one-leg drill. This is also something that you can translate into on the road. Last 5. Come on, I know you're struggling. 3, 2, woo, both legs. Easy gear. Nice job. Spin it out. Bring the cadence up. Maybe 90 to 100. Keep the legs light. Take a drink. Brought the heart rate down. Woo! We haven't done many of those this series of workouts, so it was tough to get back into that. Now, don't be surprised if you feel this tomorrow right at the tops of your thighs, also in your hip flexors. Those are the muscles you're using to get that pedal up and around. That's why we need to develop it. And believe it or not, you're also using right in the front of your shins. You're using those muscles to get your pedals up and around. So lots of muscular development on that one. All right, so here's how the next one's going to go. It's going to feel great after those single leg drills. We're going to do 4 by 30-second cadence accelerations. So that means we're going to be in relatively easy gear. Every 10 seconds, we're going to increase the cadence so that we're going from 90 to 100 to 110, and then 30 seconds easy in between. These always seem to go fast, but I always love the way they make my legs feel after I've done them. So I'm going to give you an easy gear. If you're at the top of your cassette right now, all I want you to do is to shift down 1 or 2 harder. Remember, the easiest gear for high cadence work is sometimes not the best. So set yourself up at 90. 3, 2, 1. Stay at 90. Don't go any higher. We're looking to develop leg speed and bring it up to 100. Now this first set, you get to experiment, figure out how to get to those 110. You might go to 120. I don't care about the top end. The first 2, I want you to hold back and back to 85, which is going to feel really slow. It's weird how 85, when you start doing cadence work, feels super slow. All right. The heart's really ready to go here because you've done so much good work up to this point. Up to 90. You might not be feeling any kind of heavy breathing because of it. 100. I'm putting myself right exactly on the number if you need to follow my legs. And a 110 plus. Let's go. Hold your core so you don't start to bounce. Back to 85. You want to stay at 100 longer, don't you? That high cadence, it's good. Working to develop those little mitochondria guys running around in there. They're so happy. All right. Finding your 90. Dead on to 90. Remember, not any faster. Had to hold myself back on that one. 100. If you're hitting 99, that's okay. And all out. 110 plus. Back to that 85. There it is. We're coming up on 3 minutes. Just 2 more minutes to go for this effort. Then we're going to work some muscle tension efforts. Bring in some low cadence after this high cadence. Find your 90. Now you're getting over 90. Get to 100. Patience, patience, patience. And 110 plus. Perfect. Back to 85. 1 more to go. Legs are coming around after those one-legged drills. See, sometimes there's a reason for the order of the workout. And there's definitely a reason for the order of this workout. If we did those muscle tensions up to 90, right after those one-legged drills, oh man, it probably would be cramp city. 100. people would be falling out all over the place. 110. Last one. Back to 85. Just spin out the last 30 seconds. And then we're going to shift gears. Give you a little recovery. Not so much, though, to get you into these low cadence work. All right, find the easiest gear. 1 minute easy, take a drink. Are you almost done with your water? You should be. That's what we want. Finish that water bottle by the end of the workout. All right. I think we can get in 2 of these. 2 by 4 minute muscle tension workout efforts. So your goal here is to keep your cadence at 55 or lower. No higher than 55. These should feel like your cadence is really slow, because it is. I want you to just get through the 4 minutes. So find your big ring. Get in about your 14 or so. Whatever gear for you gets you to a 55 cadence, no higher. And try not to go any lower than, let's say, 45. Pick that gear. I'm right on my 14. I'm right at 55 cadence. Goal here. Use your legs. Build muscular strength. Feel your core kind of tightening up. If you need to set yourself in the saddle, sit up and get your hips right so they're over the pedals, and then get yourself back in the bars. Hands can be on your deck, because when you climb, you're not going to be on your hoods. You want to open up the chest. So by being on your deck, when you're going uphill, that's where it's most comfortable. You don't need to be hitting your brakes. You might shift gears every once in a while. But this is where you should sit. You know it's going to be a long climb. Allow yourself to just breathe naturally. Don't be pushing your heels down. If you push your heels down, then your hips are going to start to move. The upper body doesn't help you any. It's all about developing leg strength here. You should be sitting over the pedals. Take a deep breath. Get your body tall. That'll get your butt in the saddle properly. And of course, when you climb, you're going to be looking up to where you go. Our tendency on the trainer is to look right in front of us. That's okay. But we also need to develop those muscles to keep our head up. So if your screen is in front of you, keep looking at the screen. 1 more minute here. You're going to get a minute in between. Working this out. Feeling like you're getting to the top. You're almost there. This is a tough climb. 30 seconds till you hit the crest of the hill. Remember what gear you're in. You want to go back there for the second effort. 10 to go. Don't slow down. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Easy gear. Spin it out. Spin it out. Take a drink. All right. We got one more of those. Woo, yeah. Loving it. Love some good climbing. All right, on this last one, use your visualization. Find your favorite climb. Put it in your head. Feel yourself climbing it. Nice and strong. Think about that gear that you were in last time. Did it work? Were you at the right cadence? Did it make you feel like you were working? All right, find that gear. Back down to the gear you were in. I was right in my 14. Let's go. 4 minutes here. No higher than 55 cadence. Don't cheat yourself out of the effort. I didn't remind you to look at either some of the metrics other than your cadence from the previous effort. Hopefully you looked at it. You can match some power, heart rate, maybe even speed. The second one gets a little tougher. When I count it down, we're going to stand up just for a few. 3, 2, standing up. Just a change of scenery. Sitting back down. Now that transition can be hard. That's why we do it, so your body gets used to that. Just enough. Switch it up a little bit. You got this. Keep the legs moving. Remember all those metrics. Core, hands, shoulders, elbows bent, feet. Two minutes in. Moving through the second half. Hands in the hoods. Standing up. Keeping it real. Climb got tough. Sitting back down. Settling in. Right back to where you were. Cadence might have changed for that standing up portion. Coming up on this last minute. Stay strong. Here you go. Almost to the top. You can see that flag up there. You need just a little bit of help. Up out of the saddle. Little relief. Sitting back down. Last 30 seconds. Let's do this. Good solid workout. I think you hit every possible combination tonight. High cadence, low cadence, short sprint, one-legged, 3, 2, 1. Woo, back to that small ring. Up to that easiest gear. Bring the legs at least to 90. Spin them. Just to shake out that hard climbing effort. We're going to just keep the legs finishing fast. But after this first minute, we'll do a little bit of gear changing and then move through that to cool down. So go ahead and give me 2 harder gears. Set yourself up at about 90, 85, 90. Put your legs, you know the drill, nice and light. No muscles are firing. Literally, you can almost like just feel the pedals moving around without any effort. It's almost like you want to go to sleep at this point. That's how relaxed the legs should be. No muscles are firing. Your feet are super light. Feeling the tops of your shoes on the top of your foot. Shift into one easier gear. Keep that same lightness in your feet. Now it feels even better. Legs are just spinning and flying around. Take a drink, finish up that bottle. That's what this last section is all about. Getting your hydration, cool down. Fortunately, hopefully, your heart rate's come down. Your breathing has calmed. The sweating process is kind of dwindling. You're going to do. You probably have one more shift to make. That's going to be the last shift of the night. Go ahead and make it. Feel this really relaxed. Almost like there's no effort into this. None at all. Just enough to recover from that really good mixed up kid workout. They were super cute, those tiny little guinea pigs when they were first born. It was fun to have guinea pigs. I don't remember what happened to them, I'm sure, obviously. They died at some point, but it obviously wasn't traumatic enough that I even remember it. All right. I think that is going to be it for the night, folks. 3, 2, 1. Call it a night. Or stay on if you feel like you need a little bit more spin. Good work.